So this year we created for Bonaldo the fragment tables, and it's really about people. It's about how people behave in their interiors, and it's also about trying to force people to actually be a bit more creative. So we're trying to make sure that when they use the different coffee tables, that they will want to create their own settings, that they will kind of want to be co-editor of the design, if you want. And by this, for this reason, we actually created the tables with imperfect shapes. So it's not like you can put them in parallel. So that doesn't work anymore. And the whole story, the whole logic comes from the idea of, for instance, walking into a workshop of somebody cutting stones or cutting woods, and then you see some leftover pieces against the wall, and you see some metal structure somewhere, bases for the tables, and you just decide to create makeshift tables, so instantly create a table with something that doesn't look fully designed, and that becomes the table. So fragments of pieces left over becoming the tabletop of the table, and so they're very graphic, and it's really a mix of materials that we want people to use, so of course they can choose. So it's either terrazzo, wood, or marble. And the idea is really to combine them all together. And when we use the terrazzo for the tops, what's really interesting is that terrazzo itself, it's actually already a fragment of little stones. So you're actually making a fragment table with fragments, and the origin of terrazzo is the Venice area. It was created something like 200 or 300 years ago, and it's really also one of these first upcycled products. So where you were using pieces that you would normally throw away to create something new that you are still using today. So it makes sense because Bonaldo is actually from that region. It makes sense because it goes well with the concept of the table. And in the end, you have something fresh and graphic, and we try to find, to create, because the terrazzo is created especially for those tables. It's not just cut, it's actually made in a mold. And all the fragments were picked so that it gives a very fresh feeling, a very light feeling. Not just the feeling that you would find maybe in some hallways of Milan, something a bit fresher.